Hey guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. No, I was not ready when 4:30 came, but all right, we're here. The intro video went off, so now we have to go. Hey guys, look at all that green. Yesterday was awesome, wasn't it? Everybody was so happy they got a membership. So I put a members only video in the members area today. But don't worry if you're not a member. It's just like a preview, so they get it first, and then like I don't know, next month I'll put it here. It's just some spaghetti stuff going on. Spaghetti stuff going on. Makes me feel better about my life when I see dumpster fires like that. Anyway. Oh man, I'm trying to figure out where to start. This is just a little rude. It's 7 seconds, which I know is like triple the time you ladies are used to, but it's 7 seconds. But it's just it's just rude. Here we go. Oh,
Howdy. Yeah, it's another beautiful day in paradise, right? Yeah.
All right, these are the cases.
that's his lawyer. That's his lawyer talking to him. It's another day in paradise, isn't it? Oh man. Yes, please don't pee on the fridge, anybody, okay? Please don't. Carolyn, you're gonna need champagne if you watch it. You're gonna need some kind of alcoholic beverage. Unless you don't drink, then you're gonna need some kind of chocolate. Unless you don't like chocolate, then you're gonna need some kind of cheese. And if you don't drink, and if you don't like chocolate, and if you don't eat cheese, why are you here? I don't know. Get some broccoli. Some nice good broccoli. And then dip it in ranch. Which I know. If you don't need to do all that stuff, there's no way you're gonna do ranch. All right. There's so many, guys. I'm just gonna do the short ones first, just to ease ourselves into it. I love her.
Do you continue to waive time then, sir, for your preliminary hearing, both 10 court and 60 actual days?
Yes.
Then be back in Department 3 at 8:30 in the morning.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Oh, sorry, be back in Department 3 at 8:30 in the morning. How long now?
If we could possibly go to early September, just to make sure we have enough
Sure.
time for those photo conferences.
Sure, be back here in Department 3 then on September 9th at 8:30 for further ECMC. Your case is now reassigned to Judge Mangler for all purposes, including trial. Then let's handle that co-defendant case with,
¿Cuál es su apellido, señor? Okay, ahorita salgo.
let's see, we've got, Bustamante, Mr. Mazzetti's on.
Oh, okay. I forgot why I caught this clip. Nothing happens in this clip, but this clip I don't understand at all. Okay. So we just saw that guy. We just saw the end of his hearing. He has a new court date. He gets up and he leaves. Okay. And it doesn't appear like any of these people have anything to do with him. He didn't look at them. He didn't talk to them. Nothing. I don't understand what's about to happen here. Maybe you guys can figure it out. She's about to call another case, okay? But watch this whole group of people here.
Mr. Martinez is on Amascua. And then,
Before he leaves? Yes. Okay, yeah, I guess we're gonna need you. But Mr. Villalobos isn't here.
yeah, but he's going to appear for Villalobos.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Bustamante requires an interpreter. And Mr. Amascua requires an interpreter. And then Mr. Omar Rojas requires an interpreter as
Do you
well.
see this? They weren't sitting together. They were sitting
Discuss the day of September.
Could they be like,
I'm gonna be indisposed.
could they be like a class? Like maybe they're law students? Why would just half of the gallery just get up and leave for no reason? Like what happened? What made everybody just get up and leave? Could be a law student class, but like I didn't see anybody turn to them and say it's time to leave or anything. Just out of nowhere, they all stood up and left the courtroom. And I rewound it over and over again, trying to figure out why, what happened there. No, I can't figure it out. I cannot. Hey, a kiwi. Thank you, Sarah or Janie or Sarah March Janie. Thank you so much. Well, who was it? It was Donald that said that, we needed more of your time zone here and that our ladies needed to get to work. So, are you sure you came from Colin or did our ladies actually get to work? Uh, I hope they overrun us because the accent is awesome. Okay, if you guys don't know, after live streams, many times we go into Discord and we just talk. You know, everybody has their headsets on and we just talk to each other. And I don't understand half of the words. I'm going to tell you this right now. The Australian ladies start talking to each other. And I'm just sitting listening almost every single day I go in there. And they're saying words back and forth. Fozzie, I know you know what I'm talking about. 'Cause I know this morning you were in the same boat. They're like, there's a bunch of them, and they're like throwing words back and forth to each other. And listen, I have no idea what they're saying half the time, but I am just mesmerized. I sit there mesmerized. Security, you too. You too. You guys say these words. I don't think they're real words. I think you're just messing with me. It could be. You could go in there and you could say any word in that accent, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, that's legit. That's legit. They're talking about some serious stuff here. It's awesome. I mean, seriously awesome. All right. Okay, this is named mistake. And I don't trying to remember what it is, but I can't remember. But we'll figure it out together. Oh, this judge. There.
I'm not seeing.
I think we're waiting.
Are we
Your
muted?
Honor, the court was muted, so if you've been trying to talk to me, I haven't heard a word you said.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
So have you been hearing what's going on here?
No, I couldn't hear anything.
Okay, so I have Mr. Miller, and Mr. Miller is wanting to
Thank you, Fozzie.
admit to the probation violation. And then we would send the misdemeanor case downstairs to a misdemeanor department or upstairs, wherever it's going. And the DA is, I guess, objecting. Mr. Montenegro wants an admission to the misdemeanor rather than to the VOP.
He wants both, Your Honor.
Is that right?
And part of the issue here, Your Honor, is there were some issues with proof on case ending 1-3. And the CPO issue there was a no harm, no strike. And here we have Mr. Miller with the same victim. And this time he grabbed her by the throat for approximately, I believe it was, I think somewhere between 4 to 10 seconds. Based on the conduct, we feel that there should be a global disposition here and that Mr. Miller keeps reoffending with the same.
Hello, Mr. Victoria. How are you today? We're behaving. Don't get us in trouble, Mr. Victoria. We don't want to be in the jury box at all. Everybody be nice to Michael or we're in trouble. Victoria will get us. You're scared of the judge. That's nothing compared to his wife.
Victim. And we think these cases should be handled globally.
I mean, and that may be the case. I don't know if the DA can put a stop to an admission of a violation.
We can't, Your Honor, but I just,
So,
our position is that we aren't gonna go along with a 60-day recommendation. We would be opposed to that.
what's your recommendation?
Mr. Montenegro is recommending 180 days.
And what about probation? Where do you stand on all this?
Your Honor, I'm not sure, this matter that he's on probation for is a felony. And if there's any new, allegations of abuse, I'm not sure why we're recommending 60 days. Honestly.
So that was probation that just spoke. Probation's recommendation was 60 days jail because he had a protection of abuse order and he violated it. Maybe more than once. I'm not 100% sure there. So the public defender is saying, I don't think jail is what we're looking at. We would rather have prison. And the judge, the defense attorney is like, he got the recommendation a while ago and he told his client, okay, they're recommending 60 days jail. This is the plea deal you're going to get if you do this. And probation was just on the phone or on Zoom with her saying, I don't know why they recommended 60 days. That doesn't seem right to me. But so the judge gets mad. The prosecutor gets mad. Probation gets mad and confused, even though they started this. But the defense attorney, I don't remember this courtroom being muted, but it looks like he's screaming and throwing things at one point, and there's no sound. I don't hear any sound. But he gets really mad.
What would be your recommendation?
For a case where they're reoffending by abusing the same victim, our recommendation would be prison. But the probation officer recommended 60 days in this case.
It's a 243-1. It's not a 273.5. There's no injury.
Did you hear Mr. Harrington?
I did hear Mr. Harrington. It's more of the behavior of abuse that we'd be concerned with.
You know what? Let's set it for a time with trial. Let's do that.
Well, I was gonna say we
Well,
could,
Set
well,
up for we'll just have the VOP trail the trial. And if they can prove that, they can prove it at trial, then they can get the VOP.
Your Honor,
so perhaps I might suggest in the days coming that not just that the PD talk to probation prior to me calling hearings, but make sure the DA and probation also talk and make sure that they are on the same page as far as recommendations. Because it sounds like had this been brought to Mr. Arias's attention, he might have said, hey, this is not our recommendation. On the other hand, Mr. Arias, if your folks are recommending 60 days, somebody should be proofreading this before making these recommendations to the court. And
To
then
the
having
court. Just also one more piece of information. If you look, there's a fan right here and there's a fan right here. This is California. And you want to know why there's two fans in the courtroom? The air conditioners broke. The air conditioners broke a couple days ago. They've been sitting like this for days in the heat in California in the middle of summer. And they're all very, very testy. So right now, I think is when this guy has his little fit. Could be. It could be. I'm like, could be.
defense rely on them.
They knew
Your
about
Honor, I'm not saying my
him.
recommendations
Look.
changed. I'm saying
See?
that the officer, for whatever reason, gave a 60-day recommendation, which is outside of what we normally would do in a case where there's more alleged abuse against the same victim. So if the probation officer is recommending 60 days, I'm going with that. I didn't make a change to the recommendation. I'm just saying I'm surprised that their recommendation is 60 days and not a prison recommendation.
Who's the probation officer?
Her name is Yoreli Torres.
Miss
Okay, well,
Torres,
can you
you're
bring
in
her to the
trouble.
phone?
Call her up. Judge
I
Fleischer would
can
call her up.
try to call her and see if she's at her desk. Hold on 1 minute.
Or I can just put this over till Friday. We can address it then.
who wrote the
Who let
sheet
the
with everything
dogs
on it
out?
this morning, because it has that case on it. So I don't,
What I'm hearing from Mr. Arias that I'm worried about is that this is a mistake. So I don't know if it's a Scribner's error or this was intended to be a six, if it was a mistake, then okay, somebody can fall on the sword and say it's a mistake. But if it's If this was what she intended, then she needs to defend that recommendation but yeah, it's not the court's purview to tell people what must be a global resolution and what won't be.
Very true.
So I'm happy to put this over till Friday unless Mr. Arias is able to get her like right now. Because it's really hot in the courtroom.
I'm not here Friday. We just want to set it for trial.
You want to set it for trial? We can do
Yes.
that. Okay. All right, today is July 30th, so let's see. Is this his arraignment or is this the?
So time was not waived as of the first.
They're on a case, it'd be 30 days, I believe.
Is he arraigned on the first, Mr. Harrington?
Good question.
It looks like it.
No, he was arraigned on 6/28. And then on 7/1, time remained not waived, so 6/28, 45 days from 6/28.
So that was the good parts. Now they're going to set it for trial because they're all mad. They're all mad at probation. So he's still probably going to get a chance to plead. I doubt he's going to get what he thought he was going to get. So now we're moving to something that says def drop the ball. I could be defendant, could be definitely. I don't know what I was saying there, but again, hmm. See, I would say things like, take it out physically, like exercise, but now just drink. Just drink like the rest of the adults. Here we go. Drop the ball.
1475844 is the first case. The second case is 1434162. Mr. Sanchez is present. Thank you for your patience today, Mr. Sanchez.
Yeah.
Mr. Moth is here on his behalf. Mr. Langston representing the people. This case was before the court at an earlier hearing, and I gave I gave Mr. Moth and Mr. Sanchez an opportunity of providing additional information as to why the relief would be in the interest of justice. I have not received anything.
I apologize, I haven't turned in anything in, but I would just like to make an oral, to expand on it orally.
Well, generally what happens is the people have a chance to respond to that, and they can't really respond to that in any meaningful way unless they already know what it's going to be and they don't have a problem with that. I mean, that's the reason I made the order to begin with.
I just ask for more time to do that then, Your Honor.
Mr. Langston, what is your position?
If it's gonna be something that'll help the court make a decision, I think that would be necessary.
Well, he's not entitled to this relief per se. He is if he can demonstrate that it's in the interest of justice for the court to grant the relief. Your office has opposed this. And because it was a bare bones petition, I appointed the public defender because Mr. Sanchez, he was pro per at that time. I'm not sure how he would know what needs to be in these petitions. And that was May 6th. That was 2 months ago, and I haven't received anything.
Maybe it'd be more expedient than if people oppose still, and if it were denied, the defense still has a future to submit a separate petition if that's the case.
Well, that is an option for me. I mean, it would
get it that way. Next time it's on calendars, for sure that everything's ready to go. If there is,
I think, Mr. Sanchez, I don't have the legal basis to grant the relief. I've already put it over one time. You've been waiting here all day long just to put it over again. I'm just going to deny it. And Mr. Moth, you can meet with Mr. Sanchez after court, gather all the information that you need to support this petition, and then file it again. We'll handle it that way. So the court is denying it because there's been insufficient evidence as to why it should be the interest of justice. And I'll make a note here about what has happened today. All right. Nothing against you, Mr. Sanchez. It's just, I'm just not going to continue it again.
So they don't have AC here either. It's not the same courtroom. It's a different judge, different courtroom. Just like Raul and Juanita with Judge Fleischer. All their courtrooms look the same. But I think Juanita has a new camera system. Like her camera system is one of those new weird ones. But they're all just testy. so testy. And this woman's court, I should play the whole thing because you'll just be super stressed out just by watching it because so she has some lawyers that need to be in trial in another courtroom. So if they don't get their cases called right away, they're going to be in trial and then there won't be any lawyer. She has some criminals that need the public they need an interpreter, but the interpreter is only here for a couple minutes and the interpreter has to go. And it's like she has a full docket. She had a pretrial conference and a plea that she had to take today, but everybody was taking so freaking long and the lawyers kept talking. There was no air condition and stupid things like this kept happening that she was just testy, 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 testy all day long. Um, and then this happens. And she's like, that's it. I had enough. Hi, Elizabeth. Poor California had some issues today and yesterday. I mean, not yesterday and the day before. Not okay. The third and the second. I don't know what day it is. I don't even know what I typed in there. Just letters. Here we go.
You think that's sufficient, Ms. Celia?
Okay.
I think it's all
okay,
you
okay.
have the
Hold on,
ability
hold
to
on,
do
hold on,
today,
hold on.
Judge.
Look, guys, look. Judge Maslin is like a robot. He's like a robot, and he's very I don't know if any of you ever read Harry Potter, but Professor Binns died and he was a ghost and he taught class. That's this guy. He just goes through the docket, one case after another after another. But look at him. Look at him smiling right now. This is amazing. I never saw that before. So I got him smiling before I got the craziness because the craziness is coming right after he puts his smile away. It's like, here we yeah, his hair. Here we go.
Thank you. Ms. Miller, thank you very much, and I thank you for speaking up because I would not have caught that error. And so I wish you the very best. Have a very good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Basically, they
Here we go.
concluded in their report, they were unable to determine Mr. Bochel's competency due to his non-compliant behaviors during the mental health interview. That's the last page 2 of their conclusion.
I looked at that report this morning. Mr. Oddie, what's the state's position on how to proceed with this case?
Your Honor, I would go ahead and ask that the court find the defendant is not competent to stand trial and order him to be sent to Larned for competency restoration. In the original report in this case, the defendant was non-responsive to officers, simply pacing back.
Nates, if you haven't noticed, I only do YouTube courts now. I've not done New Jersey, I've not done Colorado, I've not done Indiana, Wisconsin, I still have a lot of courts in YouTube that no one else has, so I'm fine. But, no, there's one more thing that I do that I'm not saying, but, no, and it's not OnlyFans. There's one more platform I do take from, but I have to stick with YouTube courts now because I just have to. Yeah.
And forth and otherwise apparently completely ignoring their presence. In this case, competency was raised by the court sua sponte because he exhibited that same behavior in court at his first appearance. He now has exhibited that behavior apparently during the evaluation of competency. And now as the court he's simply sitting, not apparently attending or reacting to the current court proceeding. I would ask the court to go ahead and find that he's not competent and order restoration.
Mr. Short, your position on the state's request in that regard?
That's a fair request, and that's probably, I mean, that's about the one thing we can ask for. Obviously, if Mr. Rochelle is not responsive, then he's not going to be able to assist me in asserting or reviewing any possible defenses and assisting in preparation for any.
I'm just trying to figure out if I dated him before. I think so. I might have dated him before.
Hearings in his case, so.
And your honor, I would further note, the recommendations in the evaluation that did occur state that he should be reevaluated when he is, where's the exact wording? When he is more compliant with the court's request. Personally, based on my observations of him in the police report, I'm not convinced that this is voluntary behavior on his part. I
He
think may be
moved. He looked
incapable of
down.
Responding. So simply
Oh,
holding him
he
in
looked
jail,
back up.
awaiting him to get better isn't going to solve anything.
Try it anyway. Just try it. Put him in
Thank
jail.
you. Based on that, I will find that Mr. Rochelle is not currently competent to stand trial and that he should be receive treatment at Warrant State Security Hospital to determine whether competency can be restored and so to proceed with that process. Anything else we need to do in this case, counsel?
I don't believe so. I don't know if the court wants to set this for a status date or not.
We should. How far down the road would council like to go?
I would
He's
ask.
on a wait- It's gonna be on a waiting list for a period of time, I imagine, based off past experience.
That
Cases like this.
sucks. That sucks,
I would
guys.
ask for about 90 days for that reason. And I would also note that if he does somehow become communicative as perhaps envisioned in the 4-county report, we could do another competency evaluation at that point without necessarily waiting.
Ian,
out the
Nadi,
whole
you're
one
so
year period.
nice.
I just
You're a
don't wanna wait
prosecutor.
indefinitely before even getting that process started.
Thank you. Mr. Short, which of your days in September? It looks like the 4th or the 18th are your usual days in September. You have a preference on one of those?
You can go to September 4th. That's far enough out. I guess either of those dates are wide open, so September 4th is fine.
Thank you. We will continue this matter to September 4th at 9 a.m. That will be for
Hi, Jackie.
review of status on the competency issues. Anything else we need to do in this case?
So you see why I put his smile on, because this is him normally. I don't know why. I love this judge. I always watch this judge. I don't know why. He's just monotone and barely awake. And then we got Ianati, who is just like, sort of like robotic himself. And he just pushes the cases through. And then we have Metcalf. I know Brady Short is here right now, but it's usually Metcalf. And he's very soft-spoken for a public defender, but he looks like he can really yell at you, but he never does. And these cases, continue, one after another. And I don't know why, but I can't stop watching because every once in a while in that monotone stuff, we either get him smiling or we get this next case.
That concludes this case. I believe it concludes your docket for the morning, Mr. Short.
I believe that's right.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Have a good day, Mr. Short.
Thanks. And while I got you on here, we have a media.
Do you know which of those 3 choices you want to make about who would like to have an attorney?
I do have a question. If I choose to represent myself, would I be able to plead out today?
Do it.
No.
Do it
Yeah.
anyway. Do it.
No, and one of the reasons is there's a felony charge.
Mm-hmm.
That would be transferred at some point to Judge St. Peter's docket.
Okay.
You're gonna
Well,
get in
then I would
trouble if you
obviously,
put it in the wrong
like
spot.
court appointed, I would like to request, Jennifer Cecilia.
Have you had an attorney represent you in the past?
Excuse me? I didn't hear you.
Have you had an attorney in Cali County represent you in the past?
I have, yes.
So I thought the record reflected that you'd had Chad Giles in the past. Is that?
I have had Chad Giles in the past.
I'm going to appoint Chad Giles to represent you in this case. He'll be advised of that appointment. by the paper.
I was under the impression that I had the choice of,
No, you don't.
okay.
He's smiling again.
I don't want to be my.
Okay, well, there are also
He wanted to pick the judge too because it's going to Judge St. Peter, which I never see. This is Judge St. Peter's docket right here, but it's never Judge St. Peter. Every once in a while I see Judge St. Peter, but it's rare. It's rare. Okay, this next one, did I play one that says mistaken? I can't remember what I played 5 minutes ago. Hold on, I think I already played this. I'm just going to check real quick. Yep, I did. I did. So we made it. We made it to, all right. You guys pick. Do we want to go to Judge O'Donnell next? O'Donnell from Ohio. Or do we want Judge Khan with Miss Butler from Colorado next? You're getting both of them. Just tell me which. Pick your poison, guys. Pick your poison. Who's first? They're both hilarious. They're both hilarious. All you have to say is ODON or KAHN, or is it CAHN? It doesn't matter. Pick either one. No one's picking. OnlyFans. You don't want to see Fozzie's OnlyFans. You get jealous. He has the best lingerie. Boobs. That's Miss Butler, I guess. There's no boobs in O'Donnell's courtroom. Unless you think about the court reporter, because she's behind that tiny little desk. We're going with O'Donnell. Going with the boobs of the court reporter. Here we go, guys.
We were last here.
There you go,
May 1st,
Fozzie.
when the defendant pled guilty to 1 count of aggravated possession of drugs in each case. The defendant has.
Guys, this is hilarious. I'm just telling you right now, if you can pay attention, which I know you can't for 20 some minutes, that's hard for you. But it just keeps getting. Oh no. Is Donald not here? Oh my gosh, Donald would love this clip, guys. I'm telling you. Donald would love this clip, and he's not here, and that sucks. It is a desk. It's to show the whole boob desk. That's exactly what it's called. Yeah, Minecraft. All right. Here we go. It's really good.
110 days of jail time credit on case number 24, CR 00318, and 104 days of jail time credit on case number 22, CR 001056. The state is requesting a 9-month prison term concurrent on each case.
Mr. Williams?
Yes, Your Honor. The only correction I would make to that, I believe the 110, just for purposes of the record, the 110 days of credit, I believe, would be on the 22 CR case as opposed to the 24. He was taken into custody on the outstanding warrant on the 22 case when he was apprehended on the 24 case, has been in jail in lieu of bond in both those cases. And on the 22 case, the 110 comes from the 6 days that he served pre-indictment when the case was filed in municipal court. Your Honor, as far as both of these cases are concerned, I mean, they're both low-level drug offenses. That's not to demean the series of these offenses, but that's just to say that Mr. Morgan is, a drug addict. He will be the first to admit that to you and tell you that. Substance abuse is something he's struggled with, heavily for the greater part of his adult life. To his credit, he has been able to maintain consistent employment throughout this period of time and be productive. He is a laborer. He's been in business for himself for a number of years, doing drywall and various construction work. So yeah, carpenter. So he is someone with a skill set that can contribute to society and can provide for himself. His biggest thing is just going to be remaining clean and sober. As the court is aware from the mental health assessment and substance abuse assessments that were conducted, Mr. Morgan does classify as a dual diagnosis person. He has suffered a number of incidents in his life, traumatic incidents, including most recently the murder of his fiance and the passing of his brother, who he was very close with. And those two things had a profound impact on him in terms of relapsing and led to the trouble he found himself.
The question was, after the last clip, should we play Judge O'Donnell next or Judge Kahn and Miss Butler? Fozzie said he wanted to see boobs. So out of those two, Miss Butler has boobs, but I think you only really see her face. And this court reporter has a bigger body in the picture. So for him, we went with the only boobs that I could think of. So we went with O'Donnell, who I call Odon or Khan. So it was Odon or Khan. And now once this guy just sits down and shuts up, you know how lawyers do not ever shut up. Once he sits down and shuts up, the show begins.
Himself out in Ashtabula County. As the court is aware, Ashtabula County did place him on community control sanctions at that time, finding that he was amenable to community control and to treatment. The hope of that court was to put him into NeoCap. Unfortunately, there were some other individuals in NeoCap that the court was concerned about Mr. Morgan being around for that purpose. He was held until a suitable CBCF facility could be found to place him in. Eventually, placement was found for him. He was doing well in there. Actually, was placed in the honors dorm at one point in time because of the progress he was making, and he was kind of an example for the other people in there. Unfortunately for him, he did develop 2 staph infections while he was committed to that CBCF. He had to be treated for those and taken out of the facility. Was placed on medications that unfortunately resulted in him relapsing and essentially going on the lam, and kind of going back to his old ways until he was apprehended here on these cases, Your Honor. Mr. Morgan's 51 years old at this point in time. There's no other time than now he's going to have to try to get this, squared away. He understands the clock is ticking. He doesn't want to continue to lead the life he's been leading. He wants to get clean. He's going to be accepting of treatment. He wants treatment. Based upon the assessments, it appears that NeoCap is willing to take him. And there obviously were several recommendations made.
Okay, lawyer, shut up. That's it. We need the star.
Morgan, what do you want to
There.
tell me?
Judge, in 16, Lucci gave me 6 months on the condition, he just told me, just go do 6 months, get my stuff together. I got my stuff together, met a girl, high school sweetheart. Went back to work with my brother. My brother ended up dying of diabetes and drinking. Thought I could handle it and I couldn't. Got off my meds. I started drinking and using dope again. Caught a bunch of cases out there and then my old lady got murdered and I really went off the deep end. I can't handle it no more. I can't, without your help, I'll be honest with you, without your help, there ain't nothing but the joint for me. If there was a life sentence I could get right now, I'd rather you give it to me now than not give me treatment because I'm just going to create more problems.
Only you can save me, Judge. Only you.
I got a beautiful lady behind me and 2 kids that love me to death. Why I got lucky enough twice in my lifetime to have women like that in my life, I couldn't tell you not one bit of it.
That's a good question. Right there.
When it was both at my bottom. And I don't know how to fix me. I don't know how to fix anything about me, sir. That's the bottom line. Every time there's a problem, I go medicate. I fight through it and then I get close to winning like I did out at Oriana House. And then the dude put me on Vicodin and Percocets, not Percs, but some blue pill. But anyways, and it wasn't Viagra or nothing. There was some kind of painkiller, but it just, that led to the dope that was already
I got this blue pill, but no. It wasn't Viagra. That wasn't Viagra, Your Honor.
in there. And I mean, they were doing dealing dope everywhere in there, but I made it to the honor dorm and I pissed clean every month, or excuse me, I'm sorry. I peed clean every week, you know what I mean? But just, I went off the deep end when I got them surgeries, or I'd been sober. I wouldn't even be here. Well, I'd have been here for the other case, I think. No, that was before that. But I can do it if I go somewhere and get my head together. You know what I mean? I can't get off nothing. I can't get on my meds and get sober at the same time. With a sober sport, it's always the old friends and the new ways, or the new ways and an old friend or an old girlfriend or old something like that that's still using. And I don't know how to get away from it. The only way to do it is the way you guys say. You know, go to JTP or something, go to NeoCap, and then go somewhere. I want to go somewhere else after that. I don't want to get out, honestly. I mean, I'm scared to death. I'll be honest. I'm scared. I'm terrified. I've never done something like this sober. I've never done it. I've made it halfway and lost it every time. But I'm scared to death, even worse, to lose them. And that's the only thing I got left, are them kids. And I don't know what to do to fix myself. I don't know how to do it. I just know I can't, but I don't have the tools.
Where you've been to treatment before?
Oh, Lake House and CBC up in Cleveland. That's it.
Which one?
Which one? What?
Which CBC?
It's the 31st. I think it's Fannie Lewis. No, that's where Lucci wanted me to go. That's probably in the record. That's where he asked me to go when he gave me 6 months. He gave me 6 months in prison. Then we had to get done and just go.
I believe he did. The pre-sentence report indicated that in 2003. So
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. Thank you.
He last did NeoCap and completed NeoCap.
No, I didn't complete NeoCap. They brought me back. I had surgery, stomach surgery.
Why you got all these warrants?
Ashtabula is the one. Cleveland, they
got
just
a
wanted to
Stark?
put, pardon?
You got a Stark County in there too.
Stark's a possession from 13, I think.
19. But what,
19?
I mean, why are there warrants?
I don't know why there's a warrant still down there. That should have been taken care of. I was arrested since then down there.
Well, they exist.
Cleveland's gone. I got to figure out a way to take care of, well, the NeoCap would help me with that too, wouldn't they? That's what they said, that lady.
Well, I mean, you got all these warrants because you're not showing up places.
No, I was in jail when they set that case.
Oh, shit, this stuff's from 19. Some of this stuff's from 19.
That's when I was in Cuyahoga, or Ashtabula County, sir. That was after my brother died. That's when I first caught those cases. That's why I didn't show up for that. I was in jail already. And they won't come up here to get me. It's within the city only, the warrant. I even filed a fast and speedy and they won't come get me.
Man, I'm losing track of all this stuff looking at this record of yours.
Cleveland's trying to make me snitch on my stepbrother, John King. I won't snitch on him, so they had the cases. That's what that was
Snitches
about.
get
They got rid of those when Detective
stitches.
Little came out here last week and talked to me. He said he was taking care of that.
Queen
Matter of
Deanna,
fact,
you
Little
got
should be
your
over there in jail
membership.
now waiting to talk to me about
Thank
that he
you.
wants. But I'm working with law enforcement. I'm doing anything, everything, whatever normal people do. I'm trying to do, sir. Matter of fact, she was going to leave me if I didn't tell the truth and ask for and just tell the truth about the things they want to know and stuff.
Who wants to know?
Detective Little and the task force, math task force, whatever they call them nowadays.
For what? What kind of
Queen
stuff?
Deanna's a lurker every day, guys, every day.
They wanted me to tell on my best friend for having a couple pounds of meth in his closet.
Your Honor, I do know just from notes I had previously, when he was sentenced in Ashtabula back in 21, he did have 578 days of credit. So we'd have to go back and do the math, but he was in jail there in Ashtabula County leading up to that for 578 days leading up to his sentencing there.
And the only requisite there, the only thing Megan said she wanted was me to complete a CBCF and pay the $1,200 that I owe the courts. Other than that, they don't care. They don't care what I do. They didn't, that's why they had the warrant out for so long and never came and got me. They don't care.
Who? Which county?
Ashtabula. They're weird out there, sir. They do whatever they want. They're crazy.
Is it
Tell
though?
them now, they probably won't come get me. They're weird. All I want is $1,200 and for me to complete a program. A lockdown program. It's gotta be a lockdown program.
Oh, it gets worse. Don't worry. It gets worse.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state's requesting 9 months in prison concurrent on each case. The defendant's been to prison on 4 separate occasions. He picked up these new charges while he had another case pending. In the past 33 years, by my calculations, there's only been 3 years where he hasn't been convicted of another crime. That was 1992, 2005, and 2006. So again, Your Honor, of the past.
They had to, he literally did, guys. The prosecutor literally had to count how many times he wasn't committing a crime instead of how many crimes he committed, like every other courtroom. Like, he's had this many breaking and enterings, this many DUIs, this many. Nope, he can't do that with this guy. He can only say that these 3 years he had nothing for those years the rest of the time. Just wait till you hear what this guy has.
Past 33 years, 30 of those years that he's been convicted of a new crime. The course of trial probation over and over, it's gotten us to this point. It doesn't seem like he's amenable to community control. So again, Your Honor, due to his criminal history, it seems that there's enough to overcome the presumption of community control in this case. Thank you.
Sir, I've only been on probation once. You can ask Kim. She went over with me in her office. 87 cycles
No.
I got in this court and I got pled guilty on every one of them. I was honest about every one of them. And I went to prison on every one of them.
Why don't you stop doing all this stuff?
Because I don't know how.
Why
I
don't
know
you
how, I wouldn't
figure
be
out
here.
how? What do you think? I'm gonna change you?
No, I think Neil Cap will. That's
Well,
what I'm
did-
told anyways. That's
did-
what Kim said.
Didn't you go there before?
No, I was only there 28 days, 27 days. And I had a busted ulcer in my stomach and blood. It looked a lot worse than it did. So they took me to the hospital and left me there. And then I didn't report to Kim like I was supposed to.
When was
And
when
they
was
had to
all
put a
this?
warrant out for me.
When was
sorry.
all this?
Pardon?
When was all this?
2003.
2003, I think.
Kim
Yeah,
wasn't
it
here
was
in
my dad died in
2003. Kim wasn't here then.
Kim Randazzo. Nicole, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kim.
Was
That's a
Nicole
big
here?
difference, too.
Was Nicole here in 03?
Huh? I couldn't hear, sir. Sir, I'm not going anywhere. If I'm gonna screw up at NeoCap, I mean, you guys just gonna put me in prison anyways. Can't we take a chance? I mean, I'm not going anywhere. I never do. I've been here for 50 years. I mean, if they want me, all they gotta do is walk down the road and
This
say,
is like,
hey, there's Dave. Does he have a warrant? That's what they do anyways.
This is like let's make a deal, isn't it? I'm Monty Hall. You know who Monty Hall is,
No, I don't
right?
think this is funny
Yeah,
at
you're
all,
old
sir.
enough to know who Monty Hall is.
The only thing I believe in, I'm gonna lose if I go to prison this time.
Well, Jesus Christ, Dave, you're 50, what, 51?
One
51, you've been at this since you were 18, 17, right?
before that.
Before that, when you were a juvenile.
Just bad things happen. I mean, guy next door offered me $20 for every 3 crack rocks you drop off at 15, 14 years old. What are you gonna do?
Sound like Henry Hill.
No, that movie came out about 8 years later.
Okay. Well, it's kind of like Henry Hill, though.
Kind of, yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Running money for,
My
I
dad was a
miss
big shot in
Donald.
the unions through the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I mean,
where do you work, Dave?
I actually used to work for Acme Arsenal, but when Frank Russo and Jimmy DeMoro screwed all the unions and snitched on them all. Nobody's really doing union work right now. So I work for American out of Lorraine.
Doing
I'm just
what?
an estimator. I work on percentage and then salary. I make $670 a week.
Doing what?
Read blueprints. I got a gift with blueprints. I can look
Like
at them. and read them
hand-drawn
without-
blueprints or CAD?
Pardon?
Hand-drawn blueprints or CAD developed?
Crayon.
Engineer's drawings, footages, breakdowns, radiuses. Yeah, but no. Fortney and Wygant did the addition to the back of this. I was the one who did all the drop ceilings. I actually came in with a felony and did those. Yeah, I worked at Calabrese Building downtown Cleveland, did all the radiuses. If you go in there in the soffits, when you first walk in the foyer, if you go into the courtrooms, there's a radius, just like the top of the tower, in every one of the courtrooms. I'm the one who figured out the radius, the math on the radius, chalked the lines and did the framing for them. That way they didn't get the curve out of it, look right in every one of them.
Okay. So were you doing that while you were using drugs or what?
Yes, heavily. Way I got my union card was I smoked crack on the weekends from Friday at 3 o'clock when they closed the gate at Key Tower until it opened up at 6:30 Monday morning. I ran footage the whole weekend. I didn't leave the job, didn't do anything. Packed a cooler, took beer, took dope, just ran footage the whole time. That's how I earned my journeyman's card. Acme Arsenum out of Northfield, biggest union contractor at that time. That's what they did. They gave you free dope and stuff. You go in there and stay all weekend, so they didn't have to pay you union scale. All they do is hand you a card until you go find a job. That's all dead serious. Ask her. She was wrong.
You're a trip, you know that?
Why?
Huh?
It's true.
Here we
I
go.
know, I mean, you just,
Sir, I'm disgusted by it, honestly. After losing Crystal, I thought I was done. I'll be honest with you, when I had the surgeries, got hooked on dope, I gave up. I wanted to go kill myself. And then I ran into her, and that didn't work. Her and the kids got away. I wanted to go get treatment then, but I didn't have the balls to face what happened to Crystal out in Ashtabula and go turn myself in. So I called Sheriff Walters. Well, he's Chief Walters out in Perry now.
Computer
So I
aided
called Ronnie
design.
and asked him what to do, and he said to go turn myself in at Lake County. I went to Lake County, and it's Banjo, captain now. He was a lieutenant then. Told me, "What are you, stupid? They ain't coming to get you. They don't come get nobody." So I came to Lake County Jail, turned myself in on felony warrants for Ashtabula. They wouldn't come get me. Cleveland wouldn't come get me. Stark County wouldn't come get me. So I was stuck on the run and couldn't turn myself in. I'm dead serious. I'm not lying, not one bit. That's the problem. Ask the prosecutor. When you saw the videos, did I lie to them cops once? Did I lie to them cops once?
Hey,
any of them, Judge, any of them, any of the cops that have arrested me over the last 20 years. I have never lied to one of them.
so,
No, except for this last time. I lied about my name because I was too drunk to remember.
so you've done about almost 4 months so far, right?
Yes, sir.
He wants you to do 9, at least 5 more, right?
Yep.
So you want me to send you to NeoCam?
Yeah, I got to learn how to fix this, or I'm
which
just
is
going to be
probably
back here.
Which is probably gonna be 6 months.
Good. I hope it's 9. I'll go to Lake House too if you want me to. If it helps, send me wherever.
Don't send them to Pennsylvania. Nope. Nope. Nope.
The only way I'm going to keep my family together this time is for me to do the right thing.
I
It's
will
on me. It's not
definitely
on some
date
guy
him
taking over
if
life
you
with a
send him
bullet.
to
It's
Pennsylvania.
not on anything but me this time. I have no collateral damage. I have nothing collateral weighing on it. All I got to do is just do what you tell me. This is the first time I've had that chance in my life.
All right, I reviewed the pre-sentence report. It exhausted me reviewing that because it took so long. 87 cycles.
Guys. 87 cycles. Okay. Remember the other day, yesterday, I think it was, and I said, when that guy had 200 charges, and I said, it's not what you think. And my sister got 99 because they put like Band-Aids and everything that was missing from the house, they added. Okay. Forget everything I said yesterday. He legitimately has 87 completely separate and unique crimes in his history. Not like one burglary with a whole bunch of stuff.
Can I say one more thing, sir?
Huh? Yeah, go ahead.
Kim, out of all the garbage I did, have I ever lied to you about any of it? Thank you.
And I reviewed the drug and alcohol evaluation.
The judge is laughing at him. Does Australia still take only criminals? We got something coming for you guys.
And I've considered the provisions of 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. Oh, let's see this. I'm going to put you on community control for 3 years.
Thank you, sir.
155 days in jail. Credit 110. Last 30 is the jail treatment program.
Do you see what I'm talking about, guys? Did you see that? Okay, you have to pretend this in a Australian accent, and then she throws in this word, cockadoo. Is that real, or is she messing with me? Is cockadoo a real thing, or is she just putting things together in an Australian accent and think that that's just fine? But it is fine because she said it in an Australian accent, so it's mesmerizing. So, cockadoo it is, guys. Cockadoo-doo-doo.
All those recommendations. NeoCap. Follow recommendations.
All right, if Sarah says it's real, it's real.
Lake or Concord Pines after that. Complete that. Follow recommendations. No drugs or alcohol on screens. Full employment. Pay the costs and supervision fees. Anything else, Kim? Same thing. Same thing. Except on the 24 case, it's gonna be it's gonna be 104 days with credit for 104. Other than that, everything is the same.
So there we go. He's got a couple days in jail. He got 3 years of community corrections. He's going to go to that treatment center that he wants to go to. It's not going to do anything. He says to the judge, I'll play it. He says, see you in 5 years or something like that. It's funny. But Jasmine, I just played 2 videos of two court cases from, I'm going to say this wrong, but you'll forgive me. It's fine. Stanislaus, California. Stanislaus, California. And they didn't have any air condition in their courtroom for like a couple days this week. Hopefully it's fixed by now. And when they start court today, they're fine. But you're talking about hot. Whoo, yikes. Ow. Whew, that makes me cry.
Anything beyond that?
Stanislaus. Thank you, Melinda. Stanislaus.
Oh, yeah. Sign releases so probation can get your records.
Steve Miller always looks at the silver lining, guys. You know that?
So you got any diagnosis?
ADHD, bipolar 2.
Of course.
I
Of
think
course
that's
he
it,
has
right?
those.
You get a mental health evaluation and follow recommendations.
She knows. I just take what they give me. See you in 3 years.
See you in 3 years.
Anything else?
Okay, I think this next guy would go to might be worse. I don't know. It's a close tie. I don't know. So, all right, this guy has an issue. All right. Miss Butler brings the issue in front of Judge Khan. Judge Khan tries to figure out the issue. It takes a while. There are other issues that block Judge Khan's ability to figure out this issue, but he perseveres. You know who he is. He's very kind. He's very, deliberate. But then every time you think the issues are fixed and Judge Khan is done, It's like you're driving down the road and you get slammed out of nowhere by something. And then you know, fine, all right, it's fine. You get back in the car, you get slammed. Every few minutes in this next court case, we're just gonna get slammed and derailed. We have to wait for Judge Khan to pull us back in again. It's- Just get some alcohol. Just here we go.
Everybody know,
Yes, Jasmine,
some information regarding
absolutely.
Mr. Yeager. He should be making his way back into the courtroom. I was having a difficult time getting through my advisement because he had a lot of questions about the state misdemeanor case and the status of that, which I didn't have enough information to answer. So I let him know that we could come back into the courtroom and see if there was any additional information that we could get for him.
Good morning. I'm happy to provide you with me.
All right, Mr. Yeager.
Jägermeister. Oh,
I
no.
just Miss Butler just mentioned that you had some questions regarding the status of your other case, which is
Yes, sir. So literally, I went to court on Wednesday for this, right? I showed up to court. You could check the cameras. Got a free piece of cake from the cafe. Walked into the courtroom. It was the lady judge. The secretary, whatever, she said, go talk to the clerk of the court lady, go get on the docket. I go do that. The clerk of the court lady said, come back on Tuesday, which would have been yesterday. Come back on Tuesday and we'll handle the issue then. I said, all right. I even said, there's not going to be any warrants or anything. I'm here, I'm showing up to court. There's not going to be any warrants or anything. She said, no, you're good to go. Just come back on Tuesday. 2 days later, I get arrested for a failure to appear. The misdemeanor charge is what the police said. I didn't pick up any new charges. The misdemeanor is failure to appear to court. And I went to court for this on Wednesday. I showed up to court. And I don't know how I get a failure to appear. I mean, check the cameras. I even walked into the courtroom. And then the clerk of the court lady said, come back on Tuesday.
Let's pause. Can you hold on for just a moment so that we can kind of digest what you've just said, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you said that you came to court last Wednesday?
Last Wednesday, on the 25th, the warrant was issued. Check the cameras. I was there for almost an hour. And the clerk of the court lady, at first she had troubles even pulling up anything. And I said, hey, no, there's something to pull up. And she said, we don't handle it on Wednesday. Come back Tuesday. I said, all right, I'll come back on Tuesday. But are you sure I'm good to go? I don't want any warrants or anything. She said, no, there's no warrants. You're good to go. Walked out, checked the cameras. I'm there that entire morning.
Okay.
And then 2 days later, I get arrested for a failure to appear. The police officer said the misdemeanor charges of failure to appear to court. Now I got this on my record. I didn't failure to appear. I went to court. I'm trying to address the issue. Now I'm sitting in jail. Holidays are coming up. I might have lost my job. This is ruining my life. And I went to court for this. And it's a 4-year-old case. And I've already been offered 3 days time served. I've already been offered that. Last time I was sitting in jail,
Just
I said,
hang
no, I want to
just hang on for a moment. I know you're angry, but just hold on for a moment. I want you to pause and just listen to me so you can understand, okay? Because I know it's hard when you're really upset to understand everything. And this is sort of complicated because you have two courts. You have our court, which is the municipal court, all right? And that's the misdemeanor charge of physical harassment that came from the Boulder Police Department. That was a 2020 case. You may also have a
misdemeanor charge.
Let's hold on a moment.
Yes, sir.
It's a misdemeanor charge that was issued from June 20th of 2000. I'm sorry, from April 12th of 2020.
Yeah.
But I want you to hold on for just a second and listen to the other piece of information. I believe there's another case for you that's out of the state. So, Ms. Aubrey, you had earlier told everybody here in the courtroom that Mr. Yeager has another case out of the state court,
which is a failure to appear, is what the arresting officers and what The DA said it's a failure, but I was at court. I didn't failure to appear. She told me to
Okay.
come back. And now I
So
got
let's-
another
let's
charge,
just
which
hold on for a
looks
second.
horrible. Yes, sir.
Hang on for just a second. Ms. Aubrey, can you tell me what's going on with the state case? And I know you and Mr. Reynolds have both talked a little bit about this in front of Ms. Butler, but Mr. Yeager didn't have a chance to hear that. So if you can start, Ms. Aubrey, telling us what you know about the state case.
He has one Boulder FTA for the state court.
And what
But
was
I
the
did show
original
up to
charge?
court on Wednesday.
Mr. Yeager,
Yes, sir.
just be patient. Let Ms. Aubrey speak so that I can understand what she's telling you, but just be patient, okay? We're gonna get through this, but Ms. Aubrey, what was that original charge from the state case?
I don't have that information, but maybe Mr. Reynolds does.
Okay.
And it looks like it's a harassment case,
Hi,
a misdemeanor harassment case.
Yeah, from the 4 years ago that I tried to handle on Wednesday and they told me to come back on Tuesday.
That may be our case. That may be different.
Same charge.
I
both
show
years.
that the state court case is a 2024 case from April 14th.
And you know the original charge?
It's a harassment, strike,
Municipal,
shove,
right?
kick.
They gave me a ticket. I remember on my birthday, it was a ticket for Muni. They gave me a ticket. That was my birthday. And they let me go. And
Happy
literally, I've been
birthday.
trying to clear that up. That's why I went to court on Wednesday to handle all this.
Give me a moment now. Just give me a moment because I'm going to look through our case now. Mr. Reynolds, can you tell me what else you see in the state system for that case?
I'm not sure what information you're looking for. You're on.
Yeah, was there any failure to appear in that case, the state case, and what's the court date on that?
Sylvester McCoy, doctor, for this one.
According to the Register of Actions in the state court case, right, which is different from our system, I am reading that on June 25th of 2024, that they noted a failure to appear.
I was at court on the 25th in the morning. That's the whole thing. How did it?
So I'm trying to get to this.
Failure to appear when I was at court, man.
Right. Just hang on for a moment. We're still working through it on our end, see if we can piece together what happened. Because remember, there's two separate courts.
Your Honor,
there's our court, and then there's the state court. So just be patient for a moment. I'm going to look in our system for a moment to see if there was anything that was noted from our staff, which I don't think there was. But
There is, Your Honor.
Okay.
He came to our counter and was told to come back on Tuesday.
There we go.
Okay.
And his date to come back was yesterday, but he was in custody on the state charges yesterday.
Okay.
So we are seeing him simply because he was available today and we weren't able to see him yesterday.
So, Mr. Yeager, I think I understand what's going on, and I feel your anger, and I think it's fair for you to be upset because you came to our court in the municipal court, right? Just keep in mind, you have two cases going. You had our case, which is a municipal court case, which was a harassment charge from basic 2020. You also have a case out of the state court for 2024.
But they said that was a Muni case when I got arrested. They gave me a ticket. I didn't get arrested on it. They gave me a ticket of municipal charges and said to come back.
I don't think it was a municipal ticket.
Why didn't I get arrested then? They just gave me a ticket of Muni and then let me go.
The one that was on April 14th, just a couple months ago? Yeah.
Yes, that was a Muni.
Here's what I think happened. I think they gave you a state ticket and told you to come back to the state court. And
they said municipal.
What's that?
They said Muni because I remember that. I remember exactly that incident. And that's why they didn't arrest me. They just gave me a municipal. I think I still have the ticket, but it was literally a ticket. They said it was Muni, show up to court, handle it then. I don't know how it got switched over, but I went to court on this to handle whatever issues there was.
I'm not denying that you came to the building. You did. You came to the building last Wednesday, and you came down to the municipal court, and perhaps exactly as you thought you were supposed to, okay? But my view of what has occurred, and I think Mr. Reynolds and Ms. Aubrey will probably agree with this, is that you may have gotten a ticket for the state court. And the state issued a warrant because they didn't hear from you on Wednesday. Our staff did, but their staff didn't. And so they thought you failed
I
to
was
appear.
told it was Muni, man, like.
Yeah, I understand that.
I was there to handle the issue. Like if somebody
sure
would have
were.
said anything to go to here, she just told me come back on Tuesday.
Right. Do you know why? You know why she did that?
I don't know
Let me
how
tell
you
you
guys
why.
don't got this in your system right off the
Let me
bat.
tell you why. Let me tell you why she did. All right. I'm looking at my computer, and is exactly what our staff did when you showed up. She's not going to see the state court case. She's only going to see ours. And she saw, hey, you need to come back for us. She said, okay, I'm going to reset you for Tuesday for our court. Come back on Tuesday for our case. But she didn't know about your other case. And so that's why why a warrant issued from the state. That's why they arrested you. Our court and our staff didn't ask for you to be arrested. It's not our warrant that you were arrested on. It was on theirs. Now, we still had one from way back in 2020, but we didn't ask for you to be arrested on this recently. That was from the state because they thought you failed to appear. And what's unfair to you is you made your every effort to try to appear. You just came to the wrong counter. And so I can't do anything about the state situation because that's their hold. I don't have any authority over them. And I fully appreciate where you are with our case. I'm going to give you a PR bond on our case, so you're not going to be held on that. Okay? So you can come back to court on ours.
Donald, you missed a clip I got almost exclusively for you.
But we can't resolve your other case for you. That has to be resolved through the state. And so I don't even know if you've even seen a judge yet on that. When's he scheduled next?
On the 11th.
He's seen a judge and the bond has been set.
When did he see the judge?
Judge Martin. Do you know who the next judge is going to be? Am I going to see Martin on this?
Looks like it looks like you saw a judge on June 28th, which would have been last Friday, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, Martin. Is there any way you can put this in the record on? Literally, it wasn't. I'm not trying to failure to appear. I'm trying to handle the issue. Can you put this in the record?
Okay. Remember what I said, guys. All right. So we're driving down the road, and then we just got hit off the road, and the judge did everything he could, and he figured it out. Okay. So now we're almost back on the road again. Almost. Here we go.
Understand.
Judge,
Yeah.
no, like, because I don't want this on my record of failure to appear when I was told it was municipal, and
So-
the arresting officer or the officer that issued the ticket told me it was municipal courts. I even had their cards, and I talked to, I think, 10 different cops on my birthday that day about this whole incident. They said it was municipal to show up to court and everything would be fine.
It was your birthday, April 14th?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why I remember this so much. Like, this is crazy what's happening. And can you guys put this in the record for the county because it wasn't like I was literally told to come back on Tuesday. The information.
Do you have a public defender in the other case, where you saw Judge Martin? Who's your public defender? Do you remember the person's name?
I don't know.
It's Helen Land, it looks like.
Does that
Yeah,
sound
she
right?
didn't even, like, I don't want her as my, but she didn't even know what was going on either. She was sitting here.
It's a little bit confusing. I wouldn't put too much blame on her because it's a pretty confusing situation.
But her argument, what she told the judge was like, oh, it was my fault. I misconstrued the dates, trying to put but when I went to court on this and it was in the wrong system, wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys got two different systems here. Why can't you guys just look it up and have the whole thing? This is crazy. Now my life is literally ruined over this stupid, and it's so pathetic and petty stuff that I'm trying to get handled. And
so, to your credit, you came to court. So, Ms. Butler, can you reach out to Ms. Land and explain to her in detail what's happened now that you have heard everything that we've talked about here?
I can do that.
I can't make you any promises, Mr. Yeager. What I can do on our,
Here's what I'm thinking so far, and yeah, I could be way wrong. Just my opinion. His lawyer, Miss Land, who he does not like at all, already spoke to him about this, and he already went in front of a judge about this. And he already got a bond about this, and she told the judge, I'm sorry, he went to the wrong court. And this guy got mad at her because he went to the wrong court. Now, those of us who get arrested often, like me, know that they write that on your little tickets. They write which court you're supposed to go to, and then they send it to you in the mail and all of that. My court even called me and left me a message saying, "Hey, you have court." Um, so he just, if you're going to have a whole bunch of cases, then you should try to keep them in order. Because you broke the law twice, you should have 2 court cases for that. You know that you got charged twice. You know this. Well, 3 times. Oh, we're not there yet, but never mind. So I just think that he was already told before he came into Judge Khan's courtroom that he was already told by his lawyer that he got their courts mixed up. And I think he already knew that he got the courts mixed up. And he went through all of this with this judge for like no reason, because I think he was already told. But that's just what I think.
case is because you made the effort to come to court and
Thank you,
deal with our case,
Fuzzy.
we're going to cancel our warrant. You've got a PR bond on our case, all right?
Okay.
And we'll ask Ms. Butler to reach out to Ms. Land and try to explain to her so that she has a better understanding of what you did. And she might be able to get a printout of our register of actions that shows you came to our court on last week and thought you were taking care of the case. That might be enough to get you back in front of the judge and see if you can get your case rescheduled with a PR bond on that case.
Please.
All right. I can't guarantee you a thing. I cannot guarantee you a thing because I don't control what happens in other courts. But I can encourage Ms. Butler to try to help you in that regard and get Ms. Land involved so she has a better understanding. Because if I were Judge Martin and I was hearing some type of excuse that I didn't have any evidence of, I might not be willing to give you a PR bond. I don't care. I can't guarantee you will anyway. But the fact that you tried to come to court and you actually appeared in our court, if he fully understands that, maybe he'll have a different view. So no guarantees being made to you. No guarantees being made to you by us. But our court, Ms. Aubrey can send a printout of the ROAs to Ms. Butler, and she can forward that on to Ms. Land so that she can share that with the prosecutor and the judge in your case in the other court, so that you can perhaps get another chance to have your bond argued in front of that judge. Does that make sense?
Could it happen today?
I doubt it. No, I think that's a lot to ask of the system, unfortunately, for it to happen today. But I don't speak for those other courts. All I can do is do our best, because I'm feeling your pain. You tried to come to court last week to get it resolved. You thought you were getting it resolved. Maybe you'd forgotten about the old case you had with us. Your case with us it's from 2020. It's not a recent case.
Yeah, they've already tried to offer me 3 days time served, and just want to do the dismissal.
Okay. Well, we'll worry about that when we're going to give you a PR bond. Now, don't forget this, because I may not see you again before you get released. You're going to get bond paperwork for the municipal court for that 2020 case. And you'll be required, when you get out, to come to court for that case on a Tuesday. All right. When you come, you'll have a chance to talk to the prosecutors and see if you can resolve that case. That case still's out there. Okay.
Okay.
The one that you're being held in custody on right now is the state court case. And right now they don't have you scheduled until July 11th. Perhaps Ms. Butler can work on your behalf with Ms. Land to see if they can get you to see a judge sooner, but there are no guarantees on.
You are on crack.
Okay.
Crack, cocaine.
Was there another, was there,
I wish it were a little different. I wish we had the
No.
ability to know each side
Bad.
knows exactly what's going on. And that's why our team always looks in the state court database to see what's going on. But our staff up front didn't know you even had a state court case.
Yeah, I thought I was told it was municipal, this harassment or whatever.
Right. And that's what they thought. And when you said municipal harassment, they pulled up our case and it was a municipal harassment charge, right?
Yeah, so, and that's like, it's
That's
really.
a coincidence. It's a strange coincidence that there were two separate charges for harassment, one for the state, one for us.
So what, is it, don't I have another Muni case?
Just for, not for our court. Miss Aubrey, can you confirm that? Is just the only one we have is this one that for our.
I was told that I got another Muni case. I was sleeping and some dude was standing over me.
Thanks,
I told him
Terry.
to go away. And they gave me the ticket for it.
Oh, look, guys, we just got slammed by another car. He picked up another case. Some guy was standing over him while he was sleeping. He got charged.
That's the problem. Is that the 2020? Was that a long time ago? Is that the one you're talking
No,
about?
this was recently, like when I just got out. Like there should be another Muni case.
There could be.
Showing another Muni case?
There could be. When did you get that ticket?
A few weeks ago.
And it was in Boulder?
Yes. Yeah, I was down 24-hour fitness and I literally, dude lied. I was literally sleeping and he was standing over me. I didn't know what was going on. I told him, go away from me. What are you doing standing there trying to hold a conversation with me while I'm sleeping on the sidewalk? Can you please go? He walked away. All the cops came up and said, crimes against a person or something is what they gave me a Muni charge for. Do you see anything like that?
Miss Aubrey's shaking her head no.
See, that's, I know I got a ticket for that.
He's got two open state cases. One of them is he hasn't FTA for yet, which is pretty recent.
Okay, when's that court date?
It was today, right? When I sent on the paper, it was on the
They probably have since scheduled it for the 11th, but I can look again.
What's the case? Can you give those case numbers, Chris? So that'll help.
How is that a state case when they wrote me?
So it's one is 24M724. The other one is 24M1195. And yeah, that one's also 711 at the same time. So he'll see a judge on two of those two cases at the same time.
Okay, so Ms. Butler, you probably want to talk to Ms. Land about both.
Yes, Judge Fleischer's stream starts around, all right, he says 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. So I don't know what that means for you, but let me get you his link real quick. He's usually a little late. So just keep checking. He started at 11 o'clock once for me. So like you just have to literally just keep checking. Here's Judge Fleischer's link to his stream. There. It's called Finding Justice with Judge Fleischer if you type that into YouTube.
Of those pending state court cases. So you're right, but they're not in our court. They're in the state court with Judge Martin probably.
Is it with Judge Martin?
It could be. I don't know.
I want a different judge. Like I have conflict of interest with that judge.
Well, you don't get to choose your judge. He's going to be your judge unless someone else is assigned, but you won't get to do that. But why don't you try to have a little bit of just patience? I know it's hard to hear that because you're sitting in jail and your life is going on outside the jail, and I get that. I wouldn't want to be sitting in jail myself with all the obligations that I have. So
That kind of hurt me a little more that the judge actually said that. I wouldn't want to be sitting in jail with everything I have going on with my life. I know he's trying to be kind and empathetic, but that like like seemed rude. Rude, Judge.
Understand. I know Ms. Butler's going to be very conscientious about following up with Ms. Land, and then hopefully she can do something on your behalf. I can't speak for other people. I can only speak for our court, right? But we're going to do the best to get the information in front of your public defender so that she can properly let the court know really what happened.
So will you be able to talk to Judge Martin yourself? Will you see
I'm
him
not
around?
legally allowed to. Believe me, if I could, I would. I would walk down the hall right now and say, look, this is what just happened, but I'm not allowed to do that. It has to come through the proper channels.
Okay.
And that's why I'm encouraging Ms. Butler to do it, and to share, and having Ms. Aubrey send Ms. Butler a printout of the ROAs, which is our register of actions that shows you came to our counter. Okay, that's what it shows, is that you came to our counter. And that'll help your public defender have a better understanding of what you tried to do to deal with the cases that you have.
No, I don't want Miss Butler to do it, Judge. Can you go Can you go to the other judge and tell the other judge how to run the other judge's courtroom? That sounds like a great idea.
And that it didn't get handled in the way that we would all want it to be handled. And hopefully they can get that information then in front of the judge in a timely way.
Okay. Ms. Butler, when would I be able to, how can I contact you?
Well, I'm writing an email to Helen Land right now, with all of this information that we just addressed. She's going to be the one who will be representing you in these state charges. As far as this municipal charge that I am representing you on today, that's the case that Judge Khan just gave you a PR bond, and you'll appear in court when you are released from custody on that next court date.
Do I have any holds?
Your holds are for the state court. They're holding you.
Okay.
And that state court, that's where you have Helen Land as your attorney in that case.
Okay. What's the maximum penalty?
I know you do. I know you do. I know you do. And I feel that. He's homeless. He's got cases from different counties, and if he's homeless, he's not getting mail. So, it's easy to get mixed up when you're not getting mail. So you're right. I understand yep. I understand how you'd feel for this guy. I do. And that's why we love you.
For what I'm looking at with the
For our case, let's talk about ours, because I can't talk about theirs. For our case in the municipal court, the old 2020 case, the maximum penalty that can be imposed is up to a 90-day jail sentence. But as you know, the prosecutors made an offer on that case where if you were to plead guilty to that charge of harassment, that old one from 2020, they would ask for me to impose 3 days of jail and give you credit for the time that you've already been in custody, and that case would be over.
Yeah.
And if you decide that you want to plead guilty today to that charge and have it be over, that's fine. You don't have to do that. I will also give you the chance to contest the case by coming to court with a PR bond. But that's up to you. And if you want to have a further discussion with Ms. Butler about that, you can.
Okay. I guess let's just get that. I mean, I want to do the dismissal of it, but like with all the court dates, I don't want any more confusions.
Why don't you want to have one more conversation with her privately? I don't want you doing this with me and listening or with the prosecutor. All right, let's move you to back to the breakout room with Ms. Butler. Record, Mr. Yeager is back. He's spoken with Ms. Butler again. Ms. Butler, you want to share with us where we're at this point?
Your Honor, Mr. Yeager would like to stick with the PR bond in this case. There's a lot going on in Mr. Yeager's situation, and for him to enter a plea to this
charge right now. He's asking me a lot of questions that I don't have enough information about yet. So with that in mind, I advised him that probably the best thing for him to do would be to stick with the PR bond, and let's try to figure out all of these other things.
Yeah, I do want to close it out. I do want to take the deal, but just at a later date, if that's okay.
That is fine. That's fine.
Okay.
All right, so you'll get a PR bond from us. Like I said, you've got to still deal with the state court holds that you've got. But when you are released, so if you're lucky enough to get in front of Judge Martin and he puts your cases there for the state court to PR bonds, just remember you've got that their court and our court, and look at the paperwork really closely, because they'll have a bond and we'll have a bond, and ours will have a different date than theirs will have. And just if you're ever confused and you come to the court, come down to our court and say, hey, I've got a state court case and a muni case. And then one of our staff members can direct you up to the state clerk's area so you can talk to them too. And I'm sorry this has happened to you, because it's a really unfortunate situation for you. And I appreciate the fact that you tried to come to court. So we'll give you a PR bond. Just make sure you come in, and then you can address your case out of custody.
Thank you so much for your help, sir.
All right, hang in there.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for your patience. I do want, if everybody can stick around.
So in my comments today, I don't know what they're called, but don't worry, you guys are going to tell me if I say the wrong thing. I got super chats in my comments on my videos today, and I typed thank you to everyone that I got, but YouTube is like days behind. So I can't see what happens today in my analytics. I won't be able to see it for like a couple days. So I wanted to, look through and say thank you again in this live stream tonight, but there's too many comments. There's just way too many comments. And I'm scared I'm going to miss people. But I do thank you, everybody who outside sent me super chats or super stickers or whatever you did, whatever they're called. Thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate it. I do. Okay. I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything. So the defense attorney dropped the ball. I don't even know what I would type there. Mistakes. Yep, we did it. We did it all, guys. Not all. Yes, yesterday.
It's another beautiful day in paradise, right?
Another beautiful day in paradise.
All right, these are the cases.
Okay, let's go to Judge Fleischer. So. I completely missed American courts. Hello. I completely missed a big profile case in Judge Fleischer's courtroom, which is the misspelled, even though I fixed it, it's still misspelled on my screen, title of this live stream. Fort Bend's judge's chief of staff got a DUI. And, I guess it just makes sense for Harris County, doesn't it? I mean, oh, big booty, starfish. I have to stick to YouTube. That that hurt. I have to stick to YouTube. I have to stick to YouTube. So I'm gonna show that, and then I'm gonna show what I missed with the big case. They had, news cameras in the back of the courtroom. Is it? Is it though? I mean, yeah, it's the DUI capital of the world. Are they really gonna fire them? No way. Texas? Isn't there a Fort Bend, Indiana? I mean, there's more than one Fort Bend. Do you live in Texas where this person was? That's crazy. Yes. It sure did. It sure did. Oh gosh, that's so tempting. Carolyn is so tempting, but I don't think I can. What color was the soap in the bathroom, Fozzie? So there's 2 days, but the point that I'm trying to get to is there's 2 days. There's a little bit from one day and a little bit from another day in this Fort Bend, Mexico. Okay, so Irish Dublin lives in Fort Bend. See how I put a D on that this time, Fozzie? Fort Bend, not Fort Bend. But I guess you could pronounce it either way. And the chief of staff of the judge is, DUI. We're going to see Judge Fleischer handle it. And there is a part that I missed, only because it was in between a break. It doesn't matter. The cameras were outside of the courtroom, and the judge, they didn't even ask him. The judge turned to Victoria and was like, "Are we letting the cameras in the courtroom?" And I mean, he's the judge. She's like, "Are they allowed?" And the judge said, Yeah, they're allowed. Why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't the cameras be allowed in the courtroom? Because he is wide open. What happens in his courtroom is like public information. You have the right to know what's going on in his courtroom. And I just think that that is just so outstanding of him. Well, I understand some cases they do really need to be, you know, more private. I get that. That's fine. I'm completely okay with that. But Fort Bendejo, I just, I don't know. Is that going to get me demonetized because I said that? Does YouTube know how to speak Spanish? Anyway, anyway, um, he's, it's just really great the way he does what he does. It's just, which I know a lot of judges are like that. We see Judge Stevens and Judge Simpson and, Judge Manning. Love Judge Manning. There a lot of judges are like that, but a lot of them are not like that. So here we go. Judge Fleischer.
All right, Vic, ready? Let's roll, nerds.
Page 2, Serato.
Can we just watch that one more time? Because I think he loves that. Here we go, guys. Pay attention. Here we go. You ready?
All right, Vic, ready? Let's roll, nerds.
Page 2, Serato.
No, Your Honor, I didn't. And I apologize, me and Pavel both came down with COVID.
So it's showing to me that it's still a warrant status. The clerk said it's not technically.
You verified it?
When it came in, I went ahead and called and verified it. It did post out of Galveston County.
So let's see,
Are you in the gallery? Are you there? Are you there? Because now you have COVID. Maybe I have COVID because I'm watching. This is like the 3rd or 5th or 6th time I've watched just this day alone, or 8th or 20th. Oh, in Discord. Gotcha. Yes, maybe we'll see Lucifer. I don't know. We're not here very long. We're just here until we see her.
was arrested for this initially the first time. We gave him a PR bond in May of 23, bailed on us, right?
Yeah, he said he had a death in the family and he went out of town and missed the court date.
Just once or twice?
What's that?
Once or twice that he's blown us off.
I believe it was just once in July of 23. This was filed in May 22nd of 23, so it was about a month later.
Listen, I'm not happy with you. And I'm going to tell you now, if you ever blow us off again, I'm going to triple or quadruple your bond. And at some point, someone's going to stop ponying the money to get you out, because every time they do that and you blow them off, you just enrich bonding companies. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You're charged with this.
Guys, I got an idea. Guys, I got an idea. He made me think of an idea. Let's all just pull our money together. Each of us just put in like $10 and start a bonding company in Harris County for DUI people. We'll be rich. Guys, we'll be rich. We can branch out and we can go to all across the United States And we don't actually have to call it Vibes Bonding Company, but maybe we should. I'm just saying. I just think we should call it Vibes Bonding Company. Because if you were in jail and you wanted to give your money to a bonding company, would you want like, don't say that, that's inappropriate. Would you want Bob's Bonds, or would you be like, hey, Vibes Bonds, I'm gonna hit that one. I'm gonna give my money to that one. Yeah, let's do this, guys. Let's start a bonding company. Do you have to be something? I think you have to be something. Oh, gosh. It's not just like a license. Do you have to be a lawyer to start a bonding company? Or, hi, City Girl, or can anybody just start a bonding company? I guess we would need to hire some bounty hunters too. There's just a lot of things to think about. Someone's going to have to go get their bonding license. Who wants to do that? Whoever wants to go get their bonding license, you don't have to put $10 in because you're doing the actual work. I see you're all interested. I see. All right, I'll do it myself.
Assault of a family member, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir. Did you get the cause number? Okay, please.
Officers were dispatched to a disturbance and met with the complainant who stated she and the defendant were in a dating relationship for 1.5 years, and on the date of the offense, she woke up and found the defendant going through her cell phone. The complainant stated that when she got up,
I'll give you some handcuffs, Steve Miller. Do you mind if they're like pink and fuzzy? I think that'll work. I think all handcuffs for Vibes should be like pink and fuzzy. That way they feel better about getting arrested by us, and then they come back to us again. See?
and asked the defendant what he was doing, the defendant pushed the complainant by the shoulders, causing her to lose her balance and fall on the floor. After getting up, the complainant stated that the defendant questioned her about receiving text messages from another male before pushing her again and causing her to fall a second time. The complainant stated that she felt pain and discomfort. Officers observed swelling on the complainant's left elbow and right knee.
Okay. So there is a probable cause to go forward with Mr. Hudson. Do you have an offer on this case, and where is all the evidence as far as is discovery complete?
No offer as far as evidence.
I'm gonna need 1,000 of you to put $10 in.
The only thing we're waiting on is just the record. Everything else has been completed.
You're 18?
Mr. Hudson, I'm going to renew a magistrate's order for emergency protection. That is a court order that identifies Crystal Mandora Williams as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. If you violate this court order, the state can and will file a violation of a protective order against you. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up. And I'm going to tell you now, no more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Your case is so old, it can sprout legs and walk. I will give you one reset. After that, you must be here to tell us what you want to do with this case. If you have not decided, then I'm going to set your case for trial.
No way.
Do you understand? So Eric, we'll give you one 30-day reset. And then at that time, he's got to be back here, just either accept something or set up a trial.
Okay, you want, so one reset and he's appearance required.
Hey, legal, do you need a bond? Legal, do you need a bond to bail you out of jail? You should call Vibes Bond Company and they will get you out of jail. Yes, sir.
For next time.
Correct.
Gotcha.
I mean, everything's in. All they have to do is just to re-rip it, and we can certainly be done in a month, and then that's it.
Sounds good.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Now legal can't say house jail to me anymore.
Is this
Yes, you can.
Day or
Day,
are you,
page 3.
is it Tajane Day? Is it Tajane? Okay, Ms. Day, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used to present during questions and interviews. With the state of Texas, if you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you.
June 25th, 2024, officers were dispatched in reference to a family disturbance. Officers
didn't see a
arrived and met
link.
with the complaining witness, who stated that he was in a physical altercation with his
Oh,
girlfriend.
I'm not muted.
The
Sorry.
complaining witness stated that they were in an altercation about a joke made. The complaining witness stated that the defendant warmed up water in the microwave, threw the hot water on her, and then punched her in the face with a closed fist.
Ow.
The complaining witness felt pain. The defendant left the residence and was not found, and the complaining witness confirmed the defendant's identity, and the defendant met with officers 2 hours later and denied the physical altercation.
Okay. Any prior assaults? Any other criminal history?
Just a DWLI in Clay County, and that was in June.
Gary, thank you so much. Thank you.
Ms. Day, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm entering in what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection. That is a court order that identifies Kiana Frank as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand?
That sucks.
No one can authorize you to violate this statute. So if she calls you, goes, hey, come on over, let's talk about this. And you go in the protected address, you're still in violation, and the state can and will file a violation of a protective order against you. And I'm telling you, it's one of the worst cases you can pick up. You pick up VPO and violate conditions, I can hold you at no bond, 0 bond until this case is over with, and I will do it in a heartbeat to protect every single person of Harris County. You
Is
understand?
it in Discord or is it in here?
I'm also ordering
I can't open Discord during my stream because it keeps dinging. Ding, 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 ding. And then everybody who's watching thinks they're getting a Discord message.
a condition not to be in possession of weapons and no contact, which will live throughout the entirety of this case. We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I will first have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I will have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it. And after that, you'll be free to go, man. Please.
Mama?
We missed you yesterday, but you're here today. So we're happy to see you.
This is it. This is the high profile case in Judge Fleischer's courtroom. This is her right here, wearing an innocent white dress because she's innocent.
Always a pleasure. Mr. Carter, what's new, man?
I was fine with the Attorney General for the last 10 days and 14 murder. So.
Are you out? Are you done?
Got done last night.
Wow, and now you're here. You're a trooper, man. Yeah. Really. Well, so what do we have? Is this Miss Smith? Okay. Is this Miss Shanika Smith? Ma'am, you are charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you. Okay.
Right back here, this guy right here is, do you see him? He's the news that's getting it. However, I didn't check local news channels to see Judge Fleischer on the news. You know what? That was stupid of me. I should have done it. I am going to do it after this stream.
On June 25th, 2024, a crash was reported and officers arrived on the scene at 11:58 p.m. Officers spoke to the witness who stated the defendant struck the back of the witness's vehicle. A witness observed that the defendant appeared slumped over as if she was asleep. A witness stated he had attempted to wake the defendant up and the defendant who was sitting in the driver's seat. Upon contact with the defendant, the officers observed the defendant to have red glossy eyes, moderate odor of alcoholic beverage on the breath, and stumbled as she walked around. Standard field sobriety test was conducted, 6 of 6 on the HGN, 7 of 8 on the walk and turn, and unable to complete the one leg stand. DIC was read, and the defendant consented to breath, which was a .181 and a .169.
Does she have any prior WIs? Do you mind checking, please?
No criminal history.
No criminal history? Okay. Ms. Smith, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If we find that you're consuming alcohol or any kind of dope, your bond will be revoked. You will go to jail. You will not get more PR bonds. Do you understand, ma'am? You have a great lawyer. Mr. Carter will tell you, Wilburn will tell you what's going on, and I will waive your appearance because you have a lawyer. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with counsel, and he'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're ducking and dodging phone calls, I will issue a warrant. So, no drinking, no drugs. Do you have a Texas driver license? Do you have liability insurance in your name? Okay, as long as you have both, you may continue to drive, but just be careful. If your license becomes suspended, you may not drive, and he will tell you if that happens, okay? So for now, I'll have you go to Victoria. We'll have you sign a reset. You'll get with Tracy for your bond conditions, and after that, you guys are free to go. All right? Be careful, ma'am. No alcohol. Okay. Good luck, guys. Thank you. Yes, sir. All right. You too.
Right this way.
So,
Page 5.
the first time I watched that, I didn't realize. I knew there was a camera in the courtroom. I knew the judge said, you know, go ahead and let the cameras in. I don't care. Let them in. They should be in. I'm watching the camera guy trying to see who the camera guy is trying to get. And, this lady came up and I thought, oh, well, it's just a DUI. This is just a normal DUI. It didn't look like he absolutely didn't treat her any different than any other DUI that I could see. So I didn't think that was her. I had to watch it a couple times because I didn't know. So I didn't know the name of the person who was the high profile when I watched this. Yes, someone sent it to me. I glanced at it, but I didn't actually look at it, so I didn't know the name. So I had to and then I started Googling it, high profile DUI in Harris County, Texas. And then I heard him say Smith, and I thought, oh shit, I'm never going to find it because Smith is such a common, but I did find it. I found it. I found it. And then I found out it was her, but it took me a couple times to watch to know it was her because she was literally just like every other DUI that came in front of Judge Fleischer. Was no different. He didn't say stuck like Chuck. He didn't say zero bond, but it didn't look different. So I don't think we get to see her again. I think now she moves to a different courtroom. And then soon the cameraman will just leave. Just leave the courtroom without saying a word to nobody, and then it was over. Different day, same judge. So we missed some stuff from this was the day before that day. So now we went back in time because look, Logan's standing there with COVID, doesn't know it. And everybody's going to go near him. And we're going to watch and we're going to see if Steven, Victoria, Melissa, Ramona, well, I don't think the judge goes down there, so he's fine. And see who all got COVID now.
Is that it? Okay, come up, Mr. Luna. You are on notice now. I'm resetting your case for 31 days. You will come back and you will take a drug test. If the drug test comes back positive, that means that you're
Thank you so
continuing to
much,
smoke.
Rebecca.
Guess
Thank
where you're
you.
going to be? Right. No more smoking any dope. No more.
Melissa, do you feel okay? Who now has COVID? Because this is when Logan had COVID and was working next to you in the courtroom. So now we're all wondering, we know Pavel has COVID. Do you have COVID? Does Victoria have COVID? Does Mr. Victoria have COVID? I don't think the judge can get COVID because he's the judge, Superman. So he's fine. But who all has COVID? Is Steven okay? We need Steven to protect everybody. No more smoking dope.
Driving. No weapons. Don't pick up any new cases. I will triple your bond on both of your cases. And at some point, someone's going to stop ponying all that money because every time you violate those conditions, they lose money. You understand? Yes, sir. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll.
Did you guys just notice that? I know you didn't, and I know I paused it again, and I don't care. Melissa just came out from that back room, and clearly she was trying her hands. Clearly she had just got done washing her hands. So she didn't get COVID, guys, because she kept her hands clean.
Reset this for 31 days. No drugs, alcohol, random testing, no driving. You don't have a Texas driver.
I like it best when Melissa's like, no, judge, sign this. Judge, sign this. No, judge, sign this.
License, do you, Mr. Luna? I do. Do you have valid insurance in your name? Yes, sir. If you can show me that he has valid insurance, has his name on it with whatever car he's driving, then I'll allow him to drive. But I want to make sure that he has insurance in his name. Logan, are you able to verify that he has valid TDL?
Yes, he has a valid driver's license, sure.
Okay, great.
I have a VIN number or
Okay, so for now, until you prove to me that you have insurance in your name, I mean, if you can get it now off a website, then I'll allow you to drive. But until that point, there's no driving, Mr. Luna. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. You understand? 3 strikes, you're out.
If you get that to me tomorrow, next day I can come talk to judge and we can get that resolved.
I can get it right now if I have my phone. Yeah, okay, I'm okay with it. All right, you know what's expected of you. No more chances for you, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. All right.
Pull that up.
Oh, and Mr. Russian, what is it? How old is he?
I think
Mr. Luna, come back up here.
He is enrolled in school, judge, so, I'm not in summer, obviously, but
How old are you? What do you do with your life now? What do you mean, nothing? Only in summer. Are you in high school? Yes, sir. What grade are you in? So you'll be starting your senior year? Yes, sir. Okay. Who do you live with? Mom or dad? Is your dad around? So what are you going to do for the entire summer? How are you going to keep yourself out of trouble, Mr. Luna? Myself at home until school. I think it's probably a good time for you to get a job. Perhaps like a part-time job to keep you out of trouble and to get you with a little bit of money. It's probably a good idea because when you have too much time on your hands, you become self-destructive, my friend. This, it's going to hurt you wherever you go now because you have 2 open cases. Okay. I just want to make sure that he's still in high school and that he's not dropping out. All right, Mr. Luna. See you in 30 days.
yes, sir.
You send it today?
Yes, I can resend it right now.
Yeah, would you mind? I don't. Victoria, there you go. Okay, I see it. I see it. Hey.
Line 4, I think he has it. So Judge Curious.
Hey, Harold. Yeah, you. Hey, just bear with me a second. Let me. Victoria, how long will it take to do another TRAS?
Today, but let me see when this last case.
The last cast was 5:20.
I can see him for a while today.
I'm sending you for another cast interview right now. If you fail to go, I will triple your bond. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Out on bond in this court for probation on your DWI. You failed to live up to your terms, and now I'm sending you for another interview to see what other things that we need to do, if any. If you fail to go today, I'm telling you now, it's not going to go well for you.
Gotcha.
You
Yes, sir.
must come back tomorrow, and then we will talk about the findings. Do you understand, sir?
We're talking about the what?
The findings.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. But we need to do bond conditions for him because he's on probation for DWI and a serious case of that. So, all right, I'll have you meet with Victoria and you will sign a reset and then we'll see you here tomorrow, sir.
Tomorrow?
Yes, sir. 8:30 in the morning.
Okay.
All right.
Judge, are we amending these conditions or anything at this point?
For right now, we are going to, but the first thing I want to know is what the
Melissa, are you guys having court today? Or did you finish everything up and you're not having court till Monday? I know some courtrooms try to get everything done so that they didn't have to work on Friday. But and I know that you guys got COVID going around. So you do have court? Oh, Fletcher, I'm never gonna get radar love out of my head now. Ever. I'm not.
TRS. Can I see the docket? One more.
Arraignment day.
Give me 1 second.
I shall bring my umbrella for arraignment day.
I want to make sure I write this down.
Oops, sorry. I'm supposed to be. I don't think that's.
Okay, Mr. Brooks, do you have a cell phone number?
Yes, sir.
What is your cell phone?
281-258-7733.
Okay. On the TV, that is John Duong.
Yes, sir.
He has been appointed to represent you in this case,
Yes, sir.
in both of your cases.
Yes, sir.
It is your responsibility to stay in touch with him.
Yes, sir.
He tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're ducking and dodging. I will issue a warrant.
Yes, sir.
You pick up a third case, likewise, it's really not going to go well for you.
Yes, sir.
Do not drive. Do not have any weapons. Stay in contact with the lawyer.
Yes, sir.
Now, like you don't have a job.
Yes, sir.
It's time for you to start working.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, when you have too much time, you become self-destructive. So we want you to start working. Did you say, how old are you again?
25.
Okay. Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So any other future plans? What are you going to do?
And I'm going back to Lone Star today, really.
Okay. You must either do one of two things, either get into school full-time or get a full-time job.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to bring you back here in about 3 weeks. I want to know what you've done in either.
Yes, sir.
If you've done nothing, life is not going to go well.
Yes, sir.
All I want you to do is either get back into school or get a full-time job. That's all you got to do.
Yes, sir.
And stay out of trouble.
Yes, sir.
You're going to get tested again.
Yes, sir.
You test positive for weed again, it's not going to go well.
Yes, sir.
Okay. John, you got his number?
Yeah, I just need I got 281258.
7733.
That was my bad.
7733.
That was
Okay,
my
Mr.
bad.
Brooks, I will give you a call later. Okay.
But you don't need accommodations. All you got to do is, like step off the plane and like assault somebody real quick. And then you get free accommodations. Free.
So just listen to everything just Fleischer just said. Make sure you follow those, and I'll reach out to you ASAP.
Shush.
All right. For now, we'll have you sign a reset with Victoria, and then we'll get you out of here. Good luck to you. We'll see you soon.
2 weeks brings him out to July 16th.
Well, let's say 2 to 3 weeks. That way it gives them enough time.
All right.
We got people from all over today. Okay, if you're here for videos, there's one more. Hold on. It's loud.
Howdy.
Yeah, it's another beautiful day in paradise, right? Yeah.
All right, these are the cases.
Okay, I won't play that one anymore, but I just thought that was so rude. Legal, thank you. Everybody's gonna be green soon. Oh man, thank you, Elizabeth. You're so nice. I don't. So there's no jerks in the chat. There's no like. I can't pick out one person. I was like, gosh, that guy's just really a jerk. And I've always been told that if you don't know who the jerk is in your group, that means you're probably the jerk. No, I'm not gonna play it again. I'm not. Oh my gosh, thank you. Entry required. Yes, I'm out of jail. Thank you so much. Fozzie? Okay. Can we just make it well, I don't know. There's a second person in the running here. No, we can't call out the jerks. Hi, Todd. Crystal, you look Treasure X here. Who said hi, Treasure? I see. Is Treasure X here? Did I miss it? Guys, I need to know. I missed it. I'm so sorry. I missed it. Hi, Treasure. Oh my goodness, I missed you. I didn't even see you walk in. Guys, Treasure's here. All right. Hey guys, you guys gonna go watch Melissa work today with me? It starts at 9:45-ish. Thank you, Misconduct again. I love that name though. Treasure, thank you so much, Treasure. Time served, thank you. Yep. I didn't yet. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But yeah. Yeah, my lives are a little early. Donald, honey, you're not Spartacus. You don't have the legs and the little skirt. Yes, Fozzie Treasure is here. Thank you, Fozzie. I appreciate it. I really do. To Time Serves Court or Judge Fleischer? I'll put them both up. So this is Judge Fleischer's link. Hold on. I'm getting there. I'm old. I'm an old person. Give me a second. Oh. Oh, thank you, treasure. Thank you. And then this is time served. Too shy. Almost. I just got to get that HTTPS in there, or everybody in my chat gets mad at me. It's not linking. And there's time serves chat. I mean, channel. You can watch probably Judge Fleischer on both channels. Did I miss anything while I was away? Okay. All right. Carrie says that time serves as a great interview to watch. Yes. Yes. Treasure does like it here. Thank you, Fozzie. Thank you so much, time served. Everybody's going to be green here. Everybody. It's going to be like Ireland. So, guys, I think, Fozzie, it's up to you. Am I going into Discord or am I going to make shorts? I'm waiting, Fozzie. You probably can. You probably can. Hold on, guys. This is important. Hello, Fozzie. Don't. You're on speaker.
Get your butt in Discord. We love our talking on
Fozzie says I have to make shorts, guys, so I can't get in Discord. I just hung up on Fozzie. Oh, man. Irish, if you notice anything in Fort Bend, if you see a link to the news channel that has Judge Fleischer on it, let me know. Victoria, how are you feeling? I'm really worried about you guys because, half the people have COVID and they're home. I hope they're feeling better. They were rough, really rough. I hope I hope that Logan is feeling better, but not feeling better enough to come into the office. Uh-oh. Okay, I think both Melissa and Victoria said they were tired. Guys, what does that mean? Are you guys going into work today or are you staying home? Can you do your work through Zoom? I know Ramona can. All right. Victoria says she's not sick. Yeah, there's a hurricane coming, but it's okay. Kelly is going to tell me all about the hurricane. I know it. All right, you're going into the office. You should, but can't you do anything through Zoom? Oh, where's Michael? Michael went back to bed, so I can't even yell at Michael to yell at Victoria. Could you imagine Michael yelling at Victoria, guys? He'd be dead. She would be in front of Judge Fleischer for assault of a family member. Oh, man. No, it's a hurricane. Definitely a hurricane. Hurricane. Legal's just making up words now. Yeah, just wash your hands. Just wash your hands. I'm going into Discord now. Fozzie, you're bad. They weren't. Aren't. Oh man, I'm working on this accent video so that we can all play a game where we can pick out the accent. But it's like really hard because America has a lot more accents than you think we have. And it's really hard to find an answer to where they're from. For example, you can say, you know, like if I say their accent is from Louisiana, you would understand that. But if it's Cajun, it's like not just Louisiana. It's like a whole. I heard people from Texas with a real thick Southern accent, but a lot of people in Texas don't have that accent. But that accent that they have sounds a lot like, Mississippi or Kentucky. Yay! Miss Glow is a green member. Hi, Miss Glow. So making a video where you have to pick the accent is freaking hard. And I mean, I was listening to these accents trying to figure out who they were, and like Chicago sounds a hell of a lot like Boston sometimes, and that Pittsburgh has this crazy accent. So I don't know if I'm ever gonna get this video done because it's not hard to just gather them and put them together, but it doesn't make sense because it's not right. It's just not right, and it's hard to make it right because this one accent that we say is Kentucky really could be down across the South. Bye, Queen. Thank you again. I appreciate it. So maybe I should go easier on all of us and do like European accents. I'll tell you why that's funny, guys, because Americans are ignorant about geography, so we wouldn't even be able to guess, the countries to begin with. There's no way we would know. Um, was it beautifully inappropriate? I think beautifully inappropriate. I think it's from the UK and came into my Discord like 2 nights ago, and I'm like, "Hey, you're from Australia?" She's like, "No, I didn't know. I got the accent so wrong." You're from Kentucky and you have a heavy accent misconduct, and people guess it's from Texas. That's crazy. I would think that's backwards, right? I would say Kentucky. Like if I hear that southern accent, I'm gonna go with Kentucky almost every time over Texas. Cajun is like, I mean, if someone was speaking Cajun, you would be able to say, "Yeah, that's Cajun." You would be able to hear that it's Cajun, but you wouldn't be able to tell me which state it's from. I would guess Louisiana. That would be my bestest, closest possible guess that I can. But it could be anywhere. And like, was it Minnesota? So like, I kept saying to Carolyn, "That's a Wisconsin accent. That's a Wisconsin accent." Well, Minnesota has that real thick accent too. So half of my Wisconsin stuff could also possibly be Minnesota. To me, they're super similar. Oh gosh, Fleischer, absolutely. And thank you so much. Fleischer's way tougher than YouTube. YouTube's just like YouTube is it's like a computer more than anything. It has rules. But just like math, 1 plus 1 equals 2, if you follow these just like math rules, you'll be fine. I mean, but Judge Fleischer, he'll light you up. He will light you up. He will triple your bond and make you split into 15. YouTube won't make me split into 15. Actually, when I was put in YouTube jail, literally 0 things on my channel changed except for memberships, right? I mean, you guys weren't members anymore, but everything else stayed exactly the same. And it was kind of less pressure for me. I think the courts around here are closed today. I think, I'm not sure. I know Judge Khan, he was wrapping everything up on Wednesday so that he could take Friday off, too. I worked for the state of Pennsylvania. I don't anymore, but we we got no, we didn't. We did not get July 5th as a paid holiday ever, even when it was on Friday. So, if we wanted off, we had to take a vacation day for that. I know, people keep gifting memberships like crazy. Everybody's getting a membership. Oh, speaking of, if you want a membership, like you have to make sure that you allow gifting on your account. So make sure your account allows gifting. If if it doesn't, then it won't pick you. Jasmine, you changed your picture. Is that like the year you were born or something? 2005? Oh man, I'm working on a court case right now that to show you guys later that is way older than you, Jasmine. Way older than you, and that's just crazy to think about. I don't know. I can't see, Linus. I really have bad eyesight. You have no idea. I don't know. Entry required. Thank you. He does. He does. He cares. He definitely does. I mean, I watch judges all day just push people through. They're just numbers, now calling this case or like just the judge that you see on the screen. She's not going to talk to that guy in that chair at all. She's going to talk to the lawyers, which I get it. That's the way it should be. And of course, this is not an arraignment. Um, so that she's supposed to speak to the lawyers, but you saw O'Donnell. He like spent what, like 30 minutes talking to that guy, letting that guy. I don't know. I can't see. Okay, it's a 3. I said 2005. Oh wait. Boom, babies. Uh, No, I just dropped the link just a few minutes ago to Time Serve's channel so that people can go watch that interview. Listen, don't tell Fozzie I was right. He'll never believe you. My eyesight is perfect. Anthony, Anthony, my eyesight is perfect. They just told me. There we go. Thank you guys. That was awesome. Yeah. I'm gonna have to watch it. Wow, Fozzie, you're old. Oh, damn it. That really, really makes me seriously mad. I hope that he can see the our chats, our comments, from the comments, from the live streams, from his own chat room. I hope he like I know I get nasty chats all the time and like I'll get 10 like really good ones, but then I'll get one bad one that equals those 10 good ones. And I don't want it to. I try not to. But, he's human, so I know. Yes. Yes. We, we need the return address from them. We sure do. We sure do. How do you mail lice? Just asking for a friend. I already know, don't worry. Listen, Linus, me and you can never, ever, ever go out drinking together. We will end up in jail. I know it. I know it. But no, we won't. We'll bring Kelly along. Kelly will not let us. Kelly will be like, no, can't do that. Get down off of the bar. I'll give you the address. I have it right here. Just listen. Before I give you the address, just listen because I made this mistake. If you're going to send something there, make sure you put like Victoria's actual name on it or Melissa's actual name on it or the judge's actual name on it. Don't just put the address that I give you like I did because, it worked out. It barely worked out, guys. It was like just so lucky that that they got what I sent because I didn't put anybody's name on it. All right, here's the address, and they're on the 9th floor. Hold on, I gotta get back to this screen. Yeah, you gotta put the name on it. So I'm just gonna put 9th floor. Oh, I don't know how to spell, guys. Okay. Victoria, Melissa, check that out. Make sure I got that right. Oh no. They think it's spam and they won't let me copy it. Come on. Let's see if I can copy it. Did I shut my own live stream down? Sure did. I'm going to try to do it in a different page and see if I can paste there. There. Oh, it worked. I guess I did. You do need the name. You need Harris County Criminal Justice Center. Actually, there's their address. You can absolutely send flowers to the single ladies of that courtroom. If you know of any ladies that are single. It's so sad. Okay, I was wrong. You don't need to put Criminal Justice Center, just his name. His name is Judge David Fleischer. Hi, Karen. Entry required. Thank you so much. Huh? I don't understand. What do you mean you have to go buy a stamp? You don't have a stamp right beside your checkbook in your pocketbook? Oh. Oh, having to face Judge Fleischer, not two-face. Got you. Yeah, yeah. I I don't know. Drinking with the ladies than having to face Judge Fleischer. And then he tells me I'm not allowed to drink, and then he tells me I have to get tested, and then I got a scram on my left leg and a GPS on my right leg, and I have to keep them both charged because if you don't keep them charged, you're in trouble. And everything I own runs out of batteries. I can't keep everything charged. It's not something I can do. Oh, look, Fozzie sent me another text. I know, Fozzie. You're right. Fozzie's right, guys. Bye, Carolyn. I'm gonna go to Discord. I feel like this stream is too long. People are watching. I'll get mad. So I'm gonna go to Discord. If you want to talk, I'll be in Discord. Or you can chat, or you can go down to vocal vibrations and you can just talk with your headset. Oh yeah, emails work good. Emails are free, but letters are better. Oh man, Jackie. Jackie sent me the greatest card. We should all send the judge cards like that. See you in Discord, guys. Got you, Fozzie. It's a good idea. Behave, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.